was
so
great.
this definitely isn't the third time us recording this, and this definitely is me coming back. You guys probably don't even know that I was gone, but I was gone, and it's good to be back in the studio with my pals talking about movies. Guys, what's this podcast about?
Well, it's about talking about movies.
We watch movies. We then talk about them.
I'll be goddamned if it isn't about talking about movies.
We spoil the fuck out of these movies
So,
too.
yeah, if you haven't seen them, make sure you watch them before you listen to our podcast, unless you don't care and you just want to hear us make dick jokes and talk about Quentin Tarantino's feet obsession. If that's all you want, you don't want to watch the movies, you can listen right now.
We usually don't talk this fast.
We can talk this fast. People can understand what we're saying. It's better than talking really slow.
We're just 4 Madisons right now.
Hey.
Hey, don't give her a complex. Somebody already commented that she talks too fast.
I've always had a complex about it because when I was in school, wow, it just got way quiet.
The air kicked off.
But when I was in school, and I would have to give like presentations for the class and stuff, I would be presenting my shit that I like worked really hard on, and then some motherfucker without fail would be like, "Can you slow down?"
And you're like,
like, sorry,
I'm just smarter and I can talk faster than you.
They would always tell me to speak up, and I'm like, no.
Well, I like the idea. I like the idea of you being defiant, but still just as quiet. Like, it ain't gonna happen. I'm doing what I want.
Anyways, we are Crosscut Cinema Podcast. As stated, we are 4 friends that talk about movies in school.
What?
That was a joke.
In full spoiler reviews.
Oh, were you struggling there?
Yeah.
In stools.
In school.
In spool.
If you're too cool for school, or is it school for cool? She purposely messes that up, right? Pink?
I don't know.
Pink.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
artist.
she does.
Yeah.
She
If
says
you're
it
too
both.
school for cool.
Well, anyways, I'm Frani.
I'm Madison.
I'm Bree or Bridget or fuckface, whatever you want to call me.
Don't call her that.
Exclusively call her fuckface or stupid dyke.
Oh, wow.
It hasn't stopped them before.
Right.
Dyke number
Like,
2.
they don't need you to tell them to call her that.
And I am the guy, the man in the room that some people hate the fact that I exist here in this room.
And some people think that only you should exist in this room.
Hey,
Correct.
you know what they say about art? It's got to be split down the middle. Some people have to love it, some people have to hate it, baby. Name is Logan.
And so we're talking about Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 today. We've been doing Quentin Tarantino movies for a while.
It started with Quentin Quarantino.
Yeah, we watched a lot of these in quarantine.
Yeah.
I mean,
it still is quarantine, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nobody's doing anything
You
fun.
definitely should be quarantining more than
Most people aren't out canoeing, you know? They didn't decide to do that.
hey, we were socially distant
We
the
were
entire canoe ride, baby.
We were.
And so you had to go talk to that police officer pantsless. Anyway,
I
if
think
you want to
she stood
hear
6 feet away from him.
if you want to hear about that, you listen to our Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase review. Anyway.
I was going to say that I just saw that this won't be relevant for whenever y'all are listening to it, but it's real.
it's real. Yes.
Like, what are we saying?
It's real, like, went into a second quarantine lockdown.
Oh, really?
Or maybe Iraq.
Wow. What is this? It's a news podcast?
Also, hit us up. Thanks, guys. They might have already mentioned that when I wasn't here, but I just wanted to say it right now because we haven't mentioned it.
No, I don't think we mentioned it, but I know of.
Thank you guys so much.
Really appreciate it.
Due to the way YouTube works, we'll also be able to do more fun stuff with the channel, like live stream and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much.
And also send y'all like little like messages, like posts.
Well, I don't know. They're more picky about that again. Now they have to do another thing. So.
Well, I thought that I was fucking around on our channel and it would let me do it. Oh, I didn't do it. But
why not?
Because I didn't know what to say, and I panicked, and also I was in class while I was fucking around on your channel.
You should have said sup, fuckers.
What did they make fun of me? What did they call me a dyke? Oh no! But no, that's awesome. I didn't know we could do because I was looking.
That's what it said.
Little YouTuber insider stuff. I was looking at their terms, and I actually sent like an email to YouTube, and it was all about like, hey, when do we get this stuff? And they pretty much replied with like, it takes like 90 days, but apparently not. So, cool. Thank you. Awesome. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So you can expect polls in your future of what we should do.
Yeah.
Or which Seinfeld character we are.
I was going to say that.
I think that's pretty unanimous.
Nobody like answered. Like one person.
3 people answered. They all. The 2 of them said I was Jerry.
Oh, okay.
And my friend said that I was Costanza because I told him about the whole thing. He told him not to comment, so he purposely commented that was Costanza.
Somebody said I was the hot dog. They said
that was the same post. Yeah, I'm Doc Hogg. That's my nickname.
I kind of gathered. I didn't know for sure, but I was like, he's.
One person called you Costanza and the other person called you Newman, which is really funny to me.
That is really funny to
And
me.
also, one person called you the hot dog salesman.
I'm
also a hot dog salesman.
I think he was just trolling, though. That's my buddy. He was just
I know.
trolling.
I've never seen
I told him not to
Seinfeld,
comment at all, so he left a funny comment.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because you said, don't tell your friends.
Right.
So I was like, fuck, I accidentally told my friend, but don't comment anything.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, bitch, I'm working in the opposite direction.
I love that. That's some shit I would do.
I knew I was
kidding.
Jerry, that's all.
Can we not talk about it
I'm sorry,
anymore?
but if it was the opposite, you totally make the same joke.
Okay, but you can't bring it up because
We're good. We're good.
you got mad. No, I'm afraid of it.
There's nothing to be afraid of. I was right. It's cool.
I
know what,
disagree.
guys?
3 people is not scientifically valid.
It's more than the people that you
This is a off-air conversation.
I'm sorry I brought it up.
I love it. Anyway.
But Kill Bill.
Anyway,
That's what we're talking
Kill
about
Bill.
today.
Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2.
You know, I really want a pussy wagon keychain.
I
now.
really want one too. I said that while we were watching.
I feel like the Crosscut Cinema gang should have. Each of us should
we
have
should each
one.
have a pussy wagon.
With me and you without our cars because we don't have any. We just have the
Well,
keychain.
You can have a key.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a car to have keys.
Well,
I
then
have a
where's the
keychain.
wagon?
Don't worry about it.
You could get a bumper sticker for your new nice
pussy,
car.
My pussy is the wagon.
I put the bumper sticker on my laptop. That's the pussy
Logan's
wagon.
really upset.
Oh,
Logan won't let me talk
Logan
about my
just-
pussy.
Logan just quit the podcast.
Yeah, I said that too when we were watching.
Logan, are you okay?
Not to call out my coworker for watching movies while we were at work, but she was watching Kill Bill today.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, she was.
Volume
Did
1
you
or 2?
tell her she needs to listen
One.
to this podcast when it happens, or do you not promote yourself at all in public?
I do promote it, but we were busy at the time, so
Oh,
I didn't.
gotcha.
I didn't at that specific moment.
Pacific?
Pacific.
Pacific.
Like, are you mad at me?
Why would I be mad at you?
Because I said my pussy.
Oh no, I wouldn't be mad at you. I just said the Jerry comment, so I think we equaled each other out in uncomfort.
I think
Like,
Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 are my favorite Quentin.
Really?
I
I
told
agree.
you that opinion would shock you.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Why are they?
She loved this shit. She was like, we could watch that again, and I was like, what?
She's a bad bitch.
She is a bad bitch.
yeah, I
And
agree.
I fucking
Sure.
love her.
She
I
really
think
is.
this is my favorite as well.
I didn't like
I
one.
mean, thus far though, for
I'm
both
about
of you,
to
right?
fall out of my fucking chair
Although
right
Pulp
now.
Fiction was good, it was just very, very hard for me to watch. I
This
mean,
movie is
granted,
filled with
this
sexual
is-
violence.
Like,
I
And
was
we're
going to say,
just-
this was also hard for me to watch.
Worse, in my opinion.
And
'Cause
Reservoir
it's-
Dogs is fucking chopped liver to you people.
I love Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir
In
Dogs
comparison
is
to this,
great,
definitely.
but
Res Dogs is garbage. We don't need to go back over it.
Okay, well,
Listen to the
that's
review.
not true. So let's calm down.
that's objectively untrue. But
You know, it
Is it
started the
though?
whole man's career, but whatever.
I mean, this is just the best one. Like,
Best
I feel
two.
like this is the closest to like a popcorn movie that he does.
Really?
I mean, I don't
Man.
know about that.
Wait, I don't. What it constitutes as a popcorn
Like-
movie? Because I don't think it's not like a general audience entertaining movie.
No, I'm
saying it- I'm saying
it is.
I disagree.
If
I
you watch
know.
them together, it is. I'm saying one is a little hard to watch at times because I mean I just feel like they focus too much on scenes that don't need to be focused on in one. Like the fight scene went on way fucking longer than it did. Although there
What
were
fight scene?
like
Gee,
the major
talking
fight
about
like
the
at the
Crazy
end.
88.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the best part of one.
Yeah, it is.
Is
It's
it
a really
though?
good
'Cause I
scene.
feel
I
like-
I mean,
like that.
I think the anime part.
Oh,
is the
that
part
too.
of
Anime
Yeah,
part
but-
was fantastic.
I liked parts of like the Crazy 8 stuff. Like I really like Go-Go and
Yeah.
that whole part. I knew who Go-Go was prior, but I didn't because Gilmore Girls. Rory goes to Quentin Tarantino party.
Quentin Quarantinos.
I literally almost said it.
That's us.
Dressed as Go-Go, but yeah, no, I liked that part. I liked certain parts of the fight scene. I just felt like it went on way too fucking long.
I love that scene. I think that scene is endlessly entertaining. I think that scene is so much fun to watch because
I
it's just
agree.
like it's just her kicking ass, dude.
I think
it's
that
absolute ass kicking, and it like pays such a good like homage to like all those like martial artsy kung fu ass kicking movies.
I think Volume 1 suffers from what I call iRobot syndrome, where most of the movie is boring as fuck build up, and then it just got like insanely active toward the end.
You know, I'm okay with the
Which
boring
I mean
build up
makes
though.
sense
But
to
I'm
me
fine with
because
that.
it was supposed to be one movie.
Yeah, and that's the issue is that.
Right,
But
yeah.
the thing
Right.
is that it was released separately, so you
Yeah,
do
so you
have
do
to
have to
look
look
at
at
it
them that way.
And
Right.
fact is, it went from being very inactive, honestly, kind of boring at times, to being like so much and no breaks. Like there's nothing to like separate between when she's fighting Go-Go to when she's fighting the 88s to when she's fighting Lucy Liu's character. I always
Yeah, like I
Cottonmouth,
would have
Mm-hmm.
liked it better if there was like transitional moments.
or not transitional moments, but just like we could have put this in the middle of the movie because the movie fucks with timelines anyway. The whole two like fuck with it the whole time. So
Yeah.
give me some of this in the middle. You know?
Yeah.
Why not? You know
Yeah.
what would have been a better end for the movie is just the very simple murdering of the first character. Like if she would have went to her house and murdered her right then and there. You know, the way
I
at
liked
the
that,
beginning
though.
I would have liked it better at the end because we just had so much
Really? 'Cause
in
I-
the middle.
I feel like that
so
was-
we had so much bullshit in the middle, you know?
I feel like that was much needed character development to understand who she is and what
I
her
think
morals
escaping
were.
from a prison
At
from a
first.
hospital essentially where she was consistently raped and then getting into a car and moving her
Yeah.
own legs and driving it
And,
is
like,
far
within
better
13
character
hours.
development than killing a mother in the middle of the day.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it does say a lot about her though.
Yeah, I guess, but I
Exactly.
think that
I do.
And I like the moment that it sets up for like the potential of Kill Bill Volume 3 with the daughter.
yeah, but
which-
that yet
Yeah,
again could have
but-
happened at the end of Volume 1 regardless. Doesn't matter where
I
you
don't
go.
know.
like the
I'm
ending
gonna have
with-
to disagree with you though. I like the ending of Volume 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really liked it
So
with
corny.
she's like, oh, does she know that her daughter is alive? Like
I like that.
I do
Corny,
too.
lame.
Okay, I like the place that Volume 1 ends in, but I do kind of agree with you with that sort of the last scene, but I would really like the ending of Volume 1 to be is scalping Oren.
Yeah,
And then the movie kind of ends there.
that would have been better too. I
Yeah.
don't like it ending with, but you're done. Like, can we get that somewhere mixed in less obviously? Because like by the time you watch Volume 2, you're like, where's her daughter? Where's her daughter? Because
Right,
you've had
right.
all this time, especially if you watched it as they came out. You have all this time to like let it sit there and think about, though, there's a daughter, there's going to be a daughter. And then the movie doesn't give it to you for so long. And you're like, okay, when she shows up, the fucking daughter's going to be there. And sure as shit,
right.
there it is.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's almost like that movie would have been better if you didn't know
Exactly.
that she had a daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
And
do it.
actually, I think when Bridget and I watched Kill Bill Volume 1, we watched it a different night than we watched Volume 2. And I fell asleep because I've seen Kill Bill many, many times.
Yeah, same.
And so I was very tired and I fell asleep. And then we watched Kill Bill Volume 2 and the scene comes where she like gets there and she sees her daughter. And I was like, Bridget, were you surprised by that? Because in my head, she didn't know.
Yeah.
I just made the movie so that she didn't know in my
Yeah,
head.
yeah.
Right,
And then
because you fell
she was
asleep.
like, no, she knew that already. Or she was like, no, I knew that already because they said so in the end of the
Yeah,
first movie.
exactly.
And I was like, oh shit, you're right. I
They
forgot.
said it at such a seminal moment. Like, they had said it in a way that wasn't so direct. Like, let's say, because the name of the girl is BB, essentially.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
would have said, like, where's Bill? Oh, he's busy training BB. You would not realize, but there would be a nugget of, who's this other person? Who is it? So you can still have a buildup
Yeah.
of a big surprise, but then you'll find out that it's her daughter.
Yeah.
That's far more interesting than, did you know that her daughter's still, like, drinking out of sippy cups and shit?
Yeah, it
Fucking
kind of
wild, dude.
You're
feels-
right. I'm
it-
coming around to seeing.
It feels cornier than the rest of the movie does.
It
A
just
little out of
feels-
place.
It just feels like that would have been a really good reveal for like a sequel movie.
Your scalping idea is the best ending to Volume 1.
Thank you.
I
think
agree
that'd
with
be
that.
a way better ending than even I
like
suggested.
honestly, I left like in my mind. I forgot that the last scene of that movie happened.
I did the
because-
same. I did the
because I
same.
was like, Bridget, were you shocked when you
You
found out she had a
created your
daughter?
own ending like I did with Parasite.
Correct.
I love
made
that.
the ending in my head what I thought it should be, and I was just like, "Fuck you, Quentin." I didn't like that scene.
I think that we should. I'm just kidding with this. We should do a podcast where it's just like we make up better endings
Better
to
endings.
movies.
I think we do that already very often.
I know. I was just fucking around.
So what else is there to talk about with Kill Bill right off the top?
I mean, with Volume 1 right off the top, like I think I think and you and I have talked about this before, Logan. Like the section like after she gets out of the hospital and then before Oren where she's like getting the Hanzo sword and all that.
Then my issue is that we also had here's the thing. I think that when Tarantino uses sexual violence to indicate something in a film, that I can accept that if it feels like it really needed it.
Yeah.
The problem is what Frani pointed out, and it's true. Yeah. You had a full characterization of her before she ever had to deal with that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when it happens, it just feels gratuitous and pointless.
And like,
it's almost like Rob Zombie, like it's like Hellbilly. Yeah. You know,
yeah,
it's like
really
over
weird.
the top.
It doesn't really need to be there because
and it's not as satisfying when the perpetrator dies, when the guy who did it to her dies. It's like not even that satisfying. Like it's like, okay, he's dead. Now she's got a car.
Because you know that she didn't need to be there. Like it didn't need to happen.
Exactly.
And,
right.
I mean, and that happening to her does nothing to build her as a character, really, because she already would have been full of this like rage, because of what this man did to her, and she would be right for that. But like, why give this to her also? It's just weird.
I don't know. I feel like
it's just very weird.
Also, like the feat in this movie is the most egregious. I think
it is.
I think it's worse than Once Upon a Time. There's literally an eyeball squished with a foot.
I love that scene though.
I don't.
It's a cool scene.
I love the ripping out of the eye.
It's probably my second favorite eyeball scene in cinema.
What's your first favorite eyeball?
Neon
scene?
Demon.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a great scene.
Clearly, maybe a little inspired. You know,
it might be.
Yeah,
love that scene.
Neon Demon. Nicholas Winding Refn's a fucked up guy.
He really is. I'd love to do Neon Demon on this podcast.
That'd be fun.
That would be
we
really
could
fun.
do Only God Forgives.
I think Bridget would hate Neon Demon. I mean, I don't think she would hate it, but I think she would hate the experience.
Bridget would hate Nicholas Winding Refn.
Oh yeah,
every one of his movies.
I think she would like Drive.
No? Franny was upset by Drive, so Bridget, I can only imagine. No offense, I
no
can
problem.
only imagine.
I'm sensitive. I get it. I do want to circle back onto the sexual assault thing.
Oh yeah. Let's get back to that before we get into the Nicholas Winding Refn of it all.
Yeah.
But don't watch Only God Forgives. This is my message to you, telling you not to watch that movie.
Do what you want.
Don't watch it.
Just know that like it's not good.
You're not gonna like it. You'll feel like you wasted your time. Go on.
So my hot take is that Quentin uses sexual assault and like sexual violence. Don't touch your feet with my feet.
Wow.
It feels weird.
I was just doing a cute little footsie moment with you.
It was like in the very bottom of my foot. I didn't like it. Anyway.
Wow.
Quentin would love it.
Quentin's nutting right now thinking about feet touching.
Right. Okay. So I think
I hate this.
I do too.
Anyways.
So my hot take is that Quentin uses sexual violence in his movies to create outrage for a character when we already had, and like in this specific movie, we already had so much outrage for this character. It was completely unnecessary.
I think that's true because we opened this movie with her murder.
Yeah, and we talked about a time where he used it correctly to get a different character outraged in Pulp Fiction.
Spoilers for Pulp Fiction, potentially.
Yeah, but and there it's used in a way to move the plot forward.
Pulp Fiction cannot exist in the way it did without the sexual violence in the film.
Exactly.
I agree.
It is a peaking moment that makes complete sense with the character.
It shaped the character's motivations from then on.
But like this,
her motivations would have been the same regardless.
Like we had to take a moment to like kill a man, and then move on. I'm like, yeah, I got her the pussy wagon, but like also she could have just stolen the keys off somebody.
She also like didn't need to effectively explain how she got a car because she didn't effectively explain how she went to Japan or China or any of these other places.
Like this bitch does not have money. Like
where'd your money come from, sis? Like
so like I don't understand why we need an effective reason of a car, especially a car that doesn't stay with her. Now, granted, there's a great line, "My pussy wagon died." I love that shit.
Yeah,
I fucking love that.
But overall, the car's significance could happen with or without this gentleman.
And like, who's to say that like if Bill is like this piece of shit that he is, who's to say that he's not watching her fucking bank accounts? So even if she had money,
what bank accounts? She doesn't have a job.
Yeah, she's been, and also
like she never had a real job.
No,
I mean, but like
she was a prisoner in a private hospital. There wasn't records of where this bitch was.
I mean, like if she had a bank account that she was funneling money into from the jobs through Bill.
I don't
even
think
under a false name.
I don't think the movie needs to explain it though, and I'm glad it didn't.
Right. And so, yeah, and I think that makes the point about, like, we didn't need this scene.
Yeah,
to
the
happen.
character needs
Right.
mystique, or she doesn't make as much sense. Can we talk about the intro scene with Bill though? The way she says she's like he's her dad and then kisses him like that. That made me uncomfortable.
That was in the second.
Yeah, the intro to Bill. You don't see Bill in the first one.
I'm sorry. I thought you said the intro to the movie.
No, intro to
mistaken.
Bill the character.
Yeah.
That scene made me uncomfortable.
Why did everybody look at me? I wasn't part
I
of the
thought you were
You looked like you're
going to
say something.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think one really, like, for all of its faults, you get paid for watching it.
It does have a payoff with 2, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Two
And
is
I
just a
agree.
huge thank you for watching 1.
And I mean, I think that 1 has its own. I just leaned away from
Yeah.
the mic for no reason. I think that 1 has its own. It has a lot of merit to it. Like, I don't think that 1 is like. I think that there are things wrong with 1, but I also think that it's still a very good movie.
Yeah.
And like you were talking about, like, I love the anime scene. That's a great scene.
It is
Or seems,
absolutely.
And like that does so much for that character of Oren. And like I'm glad that the movie spends time telling us who Oren is. Like, even though it's not,
But does it spend too much time though? I feel like it spends too much time about Oren.
what in the anime scenes?
No, just explaining Oren and just Oren in general. I feel like it's too much time on her because there's not that much time spent on killing anybody else besides Bill. And I mean,
I
Oren
think we spend
is
a lot of time with like Bud, and I think
Yeah,
Not as
but-
much time with Oren. I mean, Oren is like the majority of the film.
and like, why is she the majority of that film?
The
I feel
majority
like,
of the action-packed.
Yeah,
aspect
that's
of the
true.
film.
I feel like her
That is
character is
true.
not significant enough to be that.
I don't know.
They
I think,
forced her to be significant. She
And-
didn't have to.
And
be.
there is one other thing that I think is an issue with the movie is the fact that I think it's fair to say that Oren should be the biggest threat out of all the assassins. So when she's killed, there is a certain feeling of, okay, well, she took out an entire fucking army and she won. So am I really thinking that she's not going to be able to take on Bill and
Billy Ray Cyrus and his
Bud.
fucking trailer.
Yeah, she keeps calling him Bill.
Right.
That's why I said Bill.
I keep calling him Billy Ray Cyrus.
Is
That's
she
funny.
really going to be able to take on the other two? And-
Bri, you want to know something really funny about that? I was like, we were watching this movie, and I always say it whenever I see him. I was like, man, the years have done a number on Michael Madsen, huh? And Bridget said, who is that? And I was like, blonde from Reservoir Dogs. And she's like, that's not him. And I was like, no, it is, honey. It really is. Wait till you watch The Hateful Eight. You'll want to
God.
die.
I really liked the God, what is his actual name?
Who?
Say it again.
Bud.
Bud.
I love Bud.
I really liked that character because I like hellbilly stuff, like Logan was talking
Big
about.
same.
Yeah, so it felt very like the one I was just watching, Devil's Rejects. It felt very Devil's
for
Rejects.
sure.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, and I think about the Oren thing. Like, I don't know. You make a good point, which is that character isn't super necessary,
Bud?
but
He's very necessary.
No. Oren.
yeah.
Yeah, Oren is the unnecessary one.
I don't think she's
Not Bud.
unnecessary. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah,
She's not
I mean,
unnecessary.
I see your point to where you're saying like, why do we spend so much time with her? Mm-hmm. But I think it's really cool.
It is cool, but when we're talking about how well the film is doing what it needs to do as far as like being captivating and all that, there's a point where the cool factor with how long the Oren stuff is kind of wears off on people. Like, it's not good for a rewatch. You're like, I get it. She's
don't know.
hard, but she's
I
going to get
just-
fucked by her in like 10 seconds. You know?
Like, I don't know. To me, like I just love stylistically those scenes. I love the black and white. I love the fight like montages, and I think that like maybe that's just I don't know. I like
but
those
that
kinds of
doesn't
movies.
explain why we had also all the talking time, all the explaining of her position, the anime
Yeah.
sequences. Like, it's all cool,
It's a lot.
but it's a lot.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I would have preferred if her encounter with her was one of the last because she's such a large
I was gonna say
figure.
that. I think that's kind of a good point.
Yeah, like if I
Yeah.
could take this movie and just
It needs a
re-storyboard
better
some
edit.
stuff. Yeah,
That's what it really boils
I
down
just
to.
want to take it and just rework it.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact: Bill was supposed to be played. Originally, he offered the role to Warren Beatty, and then Warren Beatty offered up What's his name again?
David Carradine.
David Carradine.
I'm not sure if
Carradine.
it's Dean or Dine.
As the different options. So Beatty turned it down, but then picked what I think is one of the most iconic Tarantino
I love
roles
him
ever.
In that. I don't know, and I see what you're saying. Like, you almost wish that the O-Ren fight happened in 2, maybe,
or just that,
or just happened differently.
Yeah, because it just feels like he blew his load.
I mean, yes, and I agree with that. But then also, like, I look at Volume 2, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
No, I love Volume 2.
I would just work.
Really?
I would work around the order in which things had happened. Just a
I
little
wouldn't
bit.
like Volume 2
Because the reason why is because you have to look at it as Kill Bill Volume 1, because of how much action with the O-Ren stuff is in there, causes the movie to be a little long and boring.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
I think that I think the
Wouldn't it
boring
have been
parts
better
of this movie,
if they had spliced it up to where the anime stuff is in there, maybe a little bit more of the anime action happens, and then you actually get to more, because the fight is so long. You could literally split the fight between 2 films, because if we're talking about pacing, as cool as the fight is, it has some of the worst pacing in action film history. Even though it's all really iconic, it's really fucking slow.
Yes.
So it'd be so much better if we got it in 2 movies.
I don't know if I agree with that. I really
how great
like
would it
the
have
long
been?
fight
How great would it
scene.
have been if everybody had been rushing in there, when the reinforcements essentially arrive, boom, cut to that next movie, and then you get an insane opening of her splicing these fucking dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be cool, but I also think it would just be a different kind of movie. I think this movie is Quentin Tarantino paying a lot of homage to things that he likes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I think that's all his movies, but I think this one especially those kung fu martial arts movies.
But I don't think he likes boring. And the facts are facts. The scene is the fight scene is really fucking long. The pacing,
it's very long, but I like it. I don't find it boring.
It's very long, but I find it boring.
I think most people find it boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's fair.
Well, actually, Bridget, what do you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little bit long at times, but not
that's fair. I mean,
egregious.
I understand that perspective, but I love a smooth fight scene. There's nothing that makes me happier than watching Uma Thurman just hack a bunch of dudes.
I think it's because I don't know. I never find samurai-esque movies that exciting.
Then that's gonna be an issue with this.
Exactly.
film.
Right, that's a problem.
Right.
But I think that's why I like 2 more than 1, because I like a good hillbilly Western-esque.
But you have her whole training, and that's very samurai movie.
Yeah, but that's
is.
fine.
But the pacing with the training was so much better.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it really was.
you got so much out of the little bit of time, and you literally mourned his fucking death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Even though he was
yeah.
an asshole. You mourned
you
his
still
death.
love that. You still love that dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I
I
don't know.
feel like he grew on us.
Yeah,
Just like
I
she
mean,
grew on him. You know?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he taught her how to be who she was.
That's effective pacing too. We
And-
didn't spend 30 minutes there.
God, I really love the opening of 2, and it reminded me of Psycho when she's
the driving. Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah.
Scene.
yeah.
when she's in the car and everything and driving, and it's
Yeah,
black and
I
white.
love it.
I love that way of doing the prologue too.
Yeah, when she's just now I'm gonna kill Bill. I'm like, yeah, damn right you are.
What are your guys' thoughts on the 2 different roles that Michael Parks played? Considering we're a Michael Parks stan club here.
Okay, so he plays.
He played the police officer who originally found the bride.
Right.
And then he also played the mentor of Bill.
That's fine. He's so.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
He's such a chameleon that he can play 2 different roles in one movie and it'd be fine and you not even notice.
Yeah.
She didn't even think about it.
I forgot that happened,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like him in that role as his mentor.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really good. It's one of those.
I think that is such a telling scene about who Bill is.
And so underrated.
Yeah.
People don't ever talk about that scene, but they act both of them, both Uma Thurman and Michael Parks act the fuck out of that scene. And it's one of the few times, other than obviously at the end, where her and Bill are literally talking back and forth forever. But I love that because they're great actors.
That's my pussy wagon died scene.
Yeah, the pussy wagon died scene. But
Yeah.
them back and forth was really great. It was a chance for 2 good actors in this movie that's filled with action to have a moment to tune the scenery a little bit.
And it says so much about Bill in those in those scenes, both what he directly says and what he doesn't say. And like, yeah. And it's just really interesting how like the effect that Bill has on people. And I think that like, that's such an interesting aspect of this movie.
I like the part where Michael Parks' character said like, Uma Thurman's character is like, oh, like, would he want like something along the lines like, why are you telling me where he is? Or like, would he want you to tell like me where he is?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how else is he ever going to see you again? I just really
Like,
fucking love that. That gives it's so much payoff when you finally like see them interact after all that and all the flashbacks and everything. Also with the whole kiddo thing, like when he calls her kiddo and everything and all the flashbacks. And
then
Yeah.
you find out.
it like
That's,
kind of
like,
gave me
literally
the
her name.
Yeah, it kind of gave me the like feeling when he was calling her kiddo.
Yeah.
You know?
I love
And then I realized what it was.
the one scene. There's a clip away quick scene where she is dressed up like a fourth grader. Is the most brilliant, hilarious little quick shot
Yeah.
It really
I've ever
is.
seen.
What do you mean?
At one point, you find out her name. And then it's like Beatrix Kiddo, and she's like in a class filled with fourth graders. And she's a full grown adult. And she goes here, and I love
Yeah.
that. I love
like
that.
that.
That was
I thought
great.
that was fun. I love how many different like styles and like I love the harsh like beeping of her name with like the serious
Yeah.
type movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite like kind of change he did besides the car scene was when the aspect ratio changed when she was
Inside the
buried,
box,
yeah,
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
box. It makes you feel like claustrophobic
Madison
and icky.
spoiled that box scene for Franny.
But I forgot about
Oh,
it because
I
I was
did? I'm
so
sorry.
I was so like in the movie, invested in the moment that I literally forgot about it.
Like-
and I knew she was going to use that 1-inch punch because of how they were doing it. You know, it's just
Yeah.
obvious.
That scene is so deeply personal to me for no
that's
reason.
why you talked about it in front
I
of us.
know. I just, I fucking like it's. Uma Thurman in a box is something that can just be so personal, and
I feel that. I get it.
Like I watch that scene and I literally get goosebumps. Like it is
Yeah.
maybe one of my favorite. Like this is I'm not y'all. Like this is not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
This
No,
is my
mine
But
either.
this is one
favorite.
of my favorite movie scenes ever. I love that scene of her punching her way through that box. And the music is swelling. And she's just, and then it's like punctuated by the thumping of her hand on the lid of the coffin. And it's just like, you just get this moment where it's like everything that you have struggled through and every experience that you wish you never had to have has taught you something. And now in your moment of strife, you're strong enough to do the thing that you never thought you could do. And man, that just really does something
God
to
damn
me.
it, she does it. She
And
fucking
God damn it,
does
she
it.
does it. And
She
like
does it,
I,
and she climbs out like a little spider monkey.
and just the scene of
I
her
don't like
hand
that
punching
description.
up and
That's
through.
what she was like.
She
like-
really
I mean,
was.
you're
but-
right, but like, I don't like it.
Is it because a man said it, or is
No,
it
I just
because
don't
it
like
was
the
said?
phrase spider monkey.
It's a bad visual.
Oh, because of Twilight. That's probably why.
Oh,
Just
right.
in general, but yeah.
Hold on tight, spider monkey.
I hate it.
But like I can just
You better hold
I
on
can just
tight.
see I can see
Ugh.
that scene in my mind, and like thinking
Yeah.
about that scene makes me emotional.
Like I want to
And-
watch this movie again and again and again.
And just that scene is just so much to me. Like I can't even explain it. Like I'm like being weird about how much I love that scene, but like I can't help it. Also, I said all this to Bridget kind of when we were watching, and she just looks at me and said, "You've thought about this a lot, huh?"
I love that.
I was
did.
like, "Damn,
I did say
okay, all right."
I-
I
There's
mean,
so many-
you had this whole TED talk, this
I
whole like
did.
dissertation on what
Yeah,
this
I
scene
mean,
meant,
yeah,
and I
because
was
it's
like,
just
holy
like-
shit, you really.
There's so many good notable scenes in this. Like I love the one. It's such a simple scene, but I love her laying in bed with BB and watching that like fighting movie.
Yeah.
And like just holding her until she falls asleep, and then like knowing like what she has to go fucking kill this motherfucker, and like she had so much motivation before to kill him, but that's just like the extra fucking nail in his coffin to get him away from her.
Yeah.
Like,
But then, oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. Can we talk about I mean, if you're gonna go on, I can bring up my point later.
No, tell me what you were gonna.
Like, can we talk about the moment when she comes in and like sees BB and she's just like,
I think
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
It's
I keep changing my
absolutely
favorite part because I just fucking love this movie.
it's definitely one of my favorite
Yeah.
parts.
Good.
It's just like really heartwarming and heart-wrenching at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like
the amount of violence that kid like has in her life already.
like yeah, I was gonna say what does this kid see on the daily?
And like I just love how like she just wants to go up and grab her, but like she's gonna let this kid like play out this scene and like be like, "You're dead, mommy," and everything. Oh my God.
really
and
love.
like also sorry.
There you go.
Like how much has Bill told this child to be like, yeah, that's your mom?
Yeah.
Like, how does this
Ew.
kid
Yeah.
know?
Bill is not dad of the year by any means.
No, really?
He's not person of the
He
year.
let that little girl kill a fish.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't let her do it.
Although
He let her think it was okay.
no,
well, yeah.
and no, he raised her in a way that she
sadistic way.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
felt
absolutely.
it was okay to do that and didn't feel the
Bad,
normal.
yeah.
I really
remorse.
enjoyed the motel bathroom scene.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Yeah.
Yes.
That was like some of the best acting I think Uma's ever mustered out.
Yeah.
Because it was just so like, oh, that must be exactly how that bitch feels right now. Because
Right.
think about like this is. I mean, they're in a weird way. Bill is like a soulmate in some ways,
Yeah.
and in the
Yeah.
most toxic way imaginable. In a way, they're meant to.
They
be
got
together.
that weird soul tie bond thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I was actually going to talk about. Like, how the thing that gets me about this movie is how much she loves Bill and how much Bill loves her in like the fucked up way that only they can love each other.
Yeah.
And like just that scene where, where she's done the 5-point palm exploding heart technique. And he says he taught you that, and she's like, of course he did. And he's like, why didn't you tell me? And she just says, because I'm a bad person. And he's like, no, you're not a bad person. You're the best person. Just sometimes you can be a real cunt. And like we've all had like those people in our lives,
And that's
right?
just like their final moments
also
together.
the fact that I quoted that scene word for word.
I was just thinking that. I was
but
like, wow.
I just love that.
like you've thought about that a lot, huh?
That said so much about this, like these characters' relationships, that in their final moments, that's how they like.
That's how they want to like.
That's how they interacted.
Yeah.
And I
And
love.
she tells him he looks ready, and like that
Yeah.
just. Ooh.
I
It tugs the heartstrings in a weird way because he's like a crusty old man.
But you kind of like them, but you kind of hate them, obviously. But yeah, I really like the moment when they drank that or he shoots her with that truth serum, and he's like asking her like, do you think it was gonna work, like being married to that one guy and living in that town? And she's just like, no. And I don't know. I just love
Like
every
the
moment.
whole. Well, sorry, Bridget. The whole Bill Beatrix relationship, just like it really gets me, and I'm like, I don't normally feel these types of things about the heteros, but
I really love the because it was way before it would be cool to do this.
Yeah.
His superhero monologue.
oh yeah, I love that too.
I was that was one of the monologues I thought about auditioning with one time because it's so fucking smart.
Yeah, it's
And
such
it
a
so
good-
gets you in this really elusive character's head too, because I mean, you get character development of Bill through other people, not through Bill until then. Then you get insight into his mind. What?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it's a cool monologue. It's one of those cool Quentin Tarantino monologues because it's like, and it's all like, not only is it like a thing, but it's like he's also right.
They'll know. They'll know it was you.
What?
They'll know. I don't know how, but they'll know.
It was Bridget. She made a noise.
It was. I just my feet on the railing of the table.
How about not? Sorry. How about not?
Oh my god. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm trying to like not scratch
I
my
want-
leg. I just got a tattoo on my kneecap, listeners, and it itches like a motherfucker.
I want-
It looks real cool.
I
It does
want.
look real cool.
I want Kill Bill 3. I want Zendaya, like rumored.
I know
play that one
everybody wants
daughter.
her to play and they want to call it Kill Beatrix.
But I also want I want Uma Thurman's daughter to play her daughter.
Yeah, my
She'd be the appropriate age.
Yeah.
I know, and
She was, yeah.
she's a good actress too.
I
and
am-
like, oh my god, I just want to watch Uma Thurman and Maya Hawke act together with Zendaya. Like,
I'm
dream
like one of the
cast.
people who like I don't feel the need for Kill Bill Volume 3
but
to
I want
happen.
it. I just want it. It doesn't
I
need
almost
to be,
don't
but I want
like,
it.
Like Kill Bill Volume 2 is like it's such a
But he
it's such a
set it
thing.
up.
I know, but
He set it up.
It has
well.
to be. It has to be
That's
fucking
true.
epic. Like Quentin, If you're out
And
there.
he said it wouldn't count as his last film because it's a part of a larger
Oh, that's
thing.
a good point.
But
I mean, like,
listen,
yeah, if he
that's
wants
more
to make it, he
Tarantino,
should
baby.
go ahead and do it.
I need to
but-
speak to Quentin. Quentin,
Quentin, if you're there, if you're out there, I'm speaking to
Do
you directly
not-
We'll
now.
send you feed pics.
do
if you
not
make the
fuck
movie.
this up, Quentin. Do not fuck this up. You
Oh
gotta
my
make
God.
it good. God damn it.
Why did I just like picture Franny trying to contact Quentin Tarantino on
Like,
a
just-
fucking Ouija board?
I'm just fucking begging him. Just at his door.
And I mean, and Uma Thurman expressed interest. She wants to do it.
Yeah,
really bad.
I mean, I would like that to happen. I don't feel the need for it to happen, but I want it. I would like it if it did.
I don't know if I'd cast Zendaya. I know everybody says that, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
you
I
could do-
like don't have a.
there's
find somebody
there's
better.
better actresses
Yeah.
out there.
And it might feel kind of campy with Zendaya, but I just really want Maya Hawke. I want her daughter to play her daughter.
Yeah,
That's all I want in
that
this
would be cool.
world.
What
That
else is there? Like, I wanna talk about. I want to talk about Bud.
I love the character
Showing
of
up late
Bud.
to work. Because this was I feel like literally me when I would walk in late to our old workplace. Because he was like, you know, you hired me to be a bouncer and there ain't nobody here to bounce. There's nobody out there, man. Like that was literally me walking in late, like when we were not busy at all. I was like, there ain't nobody here.
I want to fire somebody in the way that like
but then like it makes so much sense where he's like, so you're telling me I don't need you?
I want to fire somebody in that way where he just like starts like fucking scratching his name off the schedule and shit.
Also, when he's like, do you work Wednesday? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, no, you don't even know when the fuck you work. It's just so funny to me. I just love Bud. And then like the reveal that Bud still has his Hanzo sword, like that feels like a moment to me.
I like the
Yeah.
I like the character of Bud a lot because he feels like I feel like he's the only character you can really see that they feel remorse for what they've done to Beatrix.
Yeah, but then it's
Well,
like
I don't
it's
know.
interesting.
Also, I always forget her name with the eye patch. What's her name again? I'm bad
Elle.
with names. Elle.
Elle Driver.
Elle and her have a I want to talk about that in a second.
She remember that's the whole point. She has both regret.
And
But listen,
relief. Yeah.
I want to talk about Bud before we talk about Elle because I do want to get into Elle. But
What's happening?
I was just recreating what you just did.
Well, if you would let me keep my drink on the table.
Well, if you want to pay for all the equipment when it gets destroyed, sure thing.
guys,
Okay.
I'm about to go into it. Can we talk about the
Yeah,
podcast
let's
and
talk
stop
about Bud.
fucking with the table? I can hear your little feet.
I'm sorry. I didn't even think that was me this
Franny's
time.
like, no nonsense during my Kill Bill time.
No nonsense anytime.
This is my fucking Kill Bill time, okay? But I really like the character of Bud. I feel like his motivations are I don't know. They kind of like he respects her and like in a weird in a fucked up way, but the only way he can. And he does that with like the way he kills her. Like he gives her a fucking flashlight. He doesn't kill her, you know? Like and he has ample opportunity. He could fucking kill this bitch.
Well,
and it's
he is BB's uncle after all.
I know,
Yeah.
but like
And
she doesn't know that and like
But he does. That's what
I
I'm
know,
saying.
but
and
I just like that like he respects it and like when they're talking at the camper like prior to her even coming there and like he's like telling Bud about how she's out and like she's coming after them and like if he doesn't get help she's gonna fucking like kill him. I also like the simple fucking way that he gets her, you know, with just fucking shooting her, just point blank shooting her. He brought a gun to a sword fight and it was the right fucking move.
yeah, and I mean,
mean-
I think that like it says that like you get to know a lot about Bud and not a lot of words. I mean, he says it himself. He says like, you know, we've done a lot to her. We've done a lot to that woman and we deserve to die.
Yeah.
But then he also says, but she's done a lot of shit too.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what happens. And then that's exactly
I
what
like
happens
that.
when he puts her in the coffin. It's basically just like, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, and like the sort of way that
doesn't-
he and it just says so much about him, his sort of reluctance to commit in such a way.
Yeah, he doesn't
Like, he
fully
won't-
go through with the act of like killing her.
and he won't commit to being on Bill's side.
No.
But he also will not commit to helping her.
He's his own
He also
damn
will
man.
not commit to you know, killing her. And I just think it's interesting. I just think Bud's an interesting character.
Yeah.
I think that almost it would be like if she wasn't able to get out of the coffin. It would have been worse than just straight up killing her, though.
Yeah, exactly. But
But-
he knew that there was a potential that she could make it out of the coffin. He knows she's a fucking badass.
And I mean, he's not
That's
a nice
true.
guy.
No.
Like, it's not like he did it to be nice to her.
No. But he did it like in his fucked up way of like almost respecting her. But like he also did it with what Elle said. She wanted her death to be a brutal one, and that would have been a brutal one, like Bridget just said.
Awful.
I think her and Elle respect each other in a different way, though. Like, Elle is pretty straight up with the fact that, like, she respects Beatrix. I don't know. I'm fucking up. Somebody else
Name's
talk. For a moment.
Beatrice.
What are you? What? I was just listening. That's all.
But yeah, she does.
I really like the fight scenes between them. I think they're the most hardcore. I
Best
think
fight
they
scene in
beat out
both movies, in my opinion,
Yeah,
is in the
trailer.
camper,
It's
they
great.
beat out all the Oren shit, and it's fucking fast. You know.
And the reason why it's so genius is he could only have that kind of action scene happen if it wasn't in a real house. So he really wrote a trailer that way they could go through walls and all this crazy shit.
And I
Right,
fucking
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it's so good.
I love
and then
when she just
says,
snatches that fucking eye out of that bitch's head.
She had it coming.
Mm-hmm.
she did have it coming.
Sorry.
And then when she says,
miscorrected you, it was Beatrix.
Also, she would be great to come back in the sequel and just be like a badass, even though she can't see
badass
anything.
blind bitch, daredevil motherfucker. But
Oh god, and
but-
just like the scene where you see Beatrix leaving and like you just hear her fucking yelling and flailing about.
Yeah. But like one of the best lines in the movie actually is in this scene where she says, she talks about her Hanzo sword. She says, which will be my sword in the near future. And then Beatrix says, bitch, you don't have a future. And that's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
That is hard as fuck.
That line goes hard as shit. That line fucks.
I love it because it's just two badass bitches brawling. And
That line fucks.
It does fuck.
And I also like how we didn't get a conclusion with like if she makes it out.
Yeah,
or
and then
not.
in the end credits where she gets a little question mark instead of the
Yeah.
other people get the line.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
I really liked that.
Yeah, I just like that scene. I also think like, what?
Oh, I was gonna say something else on the end
Oh.
credits. I love the way they like do the names and everything, and they
Yeah.
do her and like the last one, mom,
Yeah,
mommy. Oh,
yeah.
that got me.
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
almost cried.
But I love Elle Driver. I love that character, and also Daryl
What's
Hannah's hot. It's just the AC.
Got it. Cool.
I just think Daryl Hannah's hot as fuck. I don't really know why. Like, I think she's hot.
I love
mean-
a hot bitch named Daryl. That's
yeah,
the
I
best.
know, right?
I think most of the women in this movie were pretty hot.
Yeah, just for some reason,
Yeah.
Daryl Hannah really does it for me. I think she's hot as fuck. I love an eye patch bitch.
She's like visibly sweating. I don't know. I just,
God, I
think she'll
love.
notice me.
I love an eye patch ass bitch. Like,
Do you think she's listening?
I knew a girl who wore an eye patch because she got chlamydia in her eye.
ooh.
Shout out to you.
Oh,
But
no.
I
At least she has an eye.
Yeah. She did get to keep that eye, but no one ever forgot what happened to it.
Oof.
And
Like,
you're a
if-
bad person
Also,
too, so
like,
it's even funnier.
why would
if
you
it was
tell
me,
people?
I would lie. Yeah,
Why would
that's
she
what I
tell?
was
No,
gonna
no,
say.
no. She didn't tell people. The guy who did it to her told everybody, and then she showed up the next day wearing an eye patch.
I mean, but then why would you, the guy, tell people that you have chlamydia?
This guy. Well, we're getting into it now. This guy wasn't. He wasn't the best guy.
Oh, I mean, evidently
You know,
he put the chlamydia in this girl's eyeball.
But she was such a bad person, and he knew. Now we're getting into real dark territory. He knew when he spadunked what he was divvying out to the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Then that makes him a really bad person.
Oh,
too.
he's an even worse person. But I
I
wasn't
was gonna
talking
say
about
worse
him.
than her, probably.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the thing: nobody likes that guy. Nobody.
I would
But
be
very
hard
few
for us to
people
find one.
also
Shout out
like
to
her
that
because
guy.
she's a shitty person too.
She probably didn't deserve chlamydia in her eye, though.
Well, I could tell you some stories where you might be like, well, she don't deserve it, but I ain't losing any sleep over it. You know?
All right.
You're not
Like,
like,
I'll take your word
you're
for
not
it.
going to find a genie and be like, can I wish her chlamydia eye away? That will not be on the top of your list.
Well, I hope she's got it cleared up by now.
Oh, she does, but I'm just saying. If she
Oh,
had
Lord.
chlamydia now in her eye, you wouldn't make too much of a fuss. You'd be like, well, that's just too bad.
Okay.
Is it itchy, do you think?
I probably
You know,
hurts like a
if you're
motherfucker.
listening out there, could you tell us if it was itchy
what
or
it was
not?
like to have chlamydia in your eyeball, please.
Also, like
Is it like pink eye? Like, that's the only eye disease I've ever had. Except for allergies, I guess.
Also, we all know you robbed the buck stop. Just throwing that out there. We all know it was you, girl. It's
Speaking
not a secret.
of high school and diseases, in high
Oh,
school,
Lord. We've opened something now.
Oh no.
Speaking of high school, Bridget just shrivels up.
No, but listen.
I
this
looked
is-
over and the nerves on your face were like, I hope we don't have to talk about high school right now.
No, tell your story, Freddie. I want to hear it.
Oh, that was the chair. But
Sure it was.
Yeah, the whole boys soccer team at my high school got hand, foot, mouth.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And then it went around to all the sports.
God.
They all got hand, foot, mouth.
One dude came to the place we were working
Yeah,
with it, and
we
I
also
left.
worked with him.
I
Mhm.
left that day.
You're like, I'm out.
He came with his fucking hand, foot, mouth, and everybody was disgusted.
You know how you get hand, foot, mouth? But not cleaning your penis or balls.
Correct.
It's ironic. They should call it penis or balls. Penis and
Right.
balls. But it's called hand, foot, mouth for some reason.
Hand, foot, and mouth, baby.
Yeah, fucking disgusting.
Lord.
Teenage boys are animals.
So I feel like because we've moved on to communicable diseases, it's time to rate Kill Bill.
No, I want to.
She loves it so much, she doesn't want it to end.
I love it. I want to talk about. I just love. I love when Elle kills.
I found out why.
Let's
I'm
print
sorry.
out the script and let's
I
all
found
read.
out why it's called hand, foot, mouth.
Why?
Because you get rash on your hand,
Yeah.
feet,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
mouth.
But you know how it mainly comes about?
From not washing your dick.
They're not washing your dick.
Well, that's probably why I never had it. Because I don't have a dick.
Are
And
you
if
saying that if you did have a dick, you'd have hand, foot, mouth?
Right, no.
No, oh my God,
If I had a dick, I'd never wash it.
I was just about to say that.
I was gonna say like I'm so tired. I don't know why.
Can we soundbite Logan saying if you never wash
I'll
it?
never wash my dick.
Fellas, if you wash your dick, that's gay.
I was
Like, bro,
reading
you
this.
shouldn't be touching dick. That's
Bro,
gay
you
as
ain't never
shit.
had hand, foot, mouth. What are you, some kind of gay boy?
Like
Bro,
I
if
was
you
like,
wipe your ass, that's gay. You shouldn't be fucking around with your asshole. That's some gay shit, dude. I don't
Like-
fuck with that.
I was like, oh my God, it's so late. I'm so tired. Like
It's
for me
really
to be
not.
making
It's
that distinction,
10:30.
like I just
That's probably why I never had it. It's probably the funniest thing you've ever said.
like it wasn't even intentional.
Wait, are you saying you have to have a prostate to have prostate cancer? That's probably why I never had it.
It's only 10:30 here,
Fellas, if
and
you
I'm
have a
just
prostate,
feeling
you're
this.
gay.
Oh God.
Oh.
All right,
I'm sorry, Franny.
What
I'm
else
so
does she have to say
sorry.
about it?
I can be done. It's fine. I
I'm
feel like,
so
no,
sorry.
go
I
ahead,
didn't mean to
we're-
interrupt. I just found that out,
I
and
feel
I was
like,
like,
if given the opportunity, I will just talk about Kill Bill for the rest
I
of the
mean,
night.
it's what we came here to do. So.
it is what we came here to do. You're right.
I just love every scene. I love every moment. I fucking love this movie.
Kill Bill Volume
10
2
out of
is
10.
so good.
Kill Bill Volume 2 is very good.
Yeah, I definitely. I didn't have as strong of feelings about Kill Bill after 1. I was excited to watch 2 because I wanted to see where it went. But I feel like you can almost watch 2 without 1. But you get a greater joy out of it if you watch both.
I will say one thing about Kill Bill Volume 1. Me and Bridget watched it together, and I had obviously seen it, but she had not.
Yeah.
And we watched it together a long time ago, and we watched Volume 1. You guys having fun over there?
I don't know why,
nodding.
but I felt like I need to reassure her that this is good.
Yeah.
And she was
Well-
like, hell yeah, it is.
But we watched it like a long time ago, and we watched it, and we never watched Volume 2 after that. We just didn't. Like, obviously she didn't care enough.
no, I did care. I mean, I
would
needed
ask
a break.
You,
There
well,
was just
yeah.
like a lot of stuff
But I
happening.
would ask you, like, hey, like, we would be like, hey, you want to watch a movie? Yeah. And I'd be like, oh, well, we can watch Kill Bill Volume 2, since you never did. And be like, no.
This is why she never has time to wash her dick. You want to watch movies all the time.
Yeah, Madison.
There
Never
was an
time to
empty-
watch.
Do you want a clean dick or do you want to watch Kill Bill Volume 2?
Like,
you
should
should have
wait.
both.
if only I didn't have to choose between my 2 favorite things, Clean Dick and Kill Bill Volume 2. Oh, boy.
I'm crying right now.
All right.
I need more coffee.
10 out of 10.
Oh, okay, we're doing it now?
10 out of motherfucking 10. This movie's
Okay, I'm
perfect.
gonna
I
add
love
up.
it.
So 10.
I want a pussy wagon. Everything. I want a bumper sticker.
You want the actual pussy wagon?
I want the pussy wagon. I want a keychain. I want to think of a Kill Bill tattoo. I want to
Wow.
just form into Beatrix.
Oh God,
So
I don't know if you should do all that.
So Franny,
But
you
I
give it a 10.
wanna.
I mean, there's a lot of bad things that happen to her
But
that I don't want
There's
to
a
happen
lot
to
of
you.
bad things that have happened to me. It's fine.
Well,
I don't want
Okay.
the additional bad things to happen to you. Okay,
I'm gonna go ahead and rate Kill Bill. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna say 8.5.
No, nobody in this fucking studio. Just kidding. You guys can have
I'm gonna
your
give
own
it a
opinions.
6.5.
What the?
Okay, you want me to grade both separately? Because they're
No, it's
different.
fine.
Okay.
I think we should grade them together. I think we did them together. We should grade them
6.5.
together. Okay, so that divided by 4.
Wait, but I want a morbid curiosity. What's the separate?
Okay, like part 1 for me is like a 5,
Yeah.
and then part 2 for me is like a 7. But
to me, part 1 is like a 6. Part 2 is like an 8.5.
To me, part 1 is like a 7. Part 2 is like a
10.
million.
A million.
So
For me,
collect.
part
Oh, I
one-
didn't think you were
Just
gonna
go
say
off
it.
of the regular ones.
Part 1 is like a 6. Like part 2 is like a 9. I know that doesn't
we're gonna have to
even
go
out
back and like check all these
properly,
numbers.
but-
Yeah, I know, but collectively we give Kill Bill volumes 1 and 2 an 8.
Oh, okay. Let me see what I have so far. Because right now,
We're not good at keeping track. It's fine.
We really should have this prepared. We use this every single time, but
the thing
it's
is, I
fine.
have my own personal scores written down. That way, I know what I'm gonna say.
See, I just wing it.
Yeah,
Because
however
I feel like
in the moment.
sometimes talking about it changes.
It changes sometimes when I talk about it, yeah. But overall,
Yeah.
I want to have a baseline understanding of how I felt the moment I watched it.
I get
Yeah.
that. Maybe I should start doing that.
So it was
That's
overall
smart.
what, an 8?
An 8.
I think that's not our lowest one. I think Jackie Brown is still our highest.
Is it really?
I think it might be.
It's
Yeah.
really funny.
I think probably
If only
Reservoir
Madison-
Dogs is the
someone
lowest.
nosedived on Pulp Fiction. I don't remember who it was.
If only Madison understood the movie, Jackie Brown.
Shut up. I understand Jackie
I know
Brown.
that gets under her
Wish
little
people would not
skin.
say that about me. Who gave Pulp Fiction a bad one? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't remember.
Somebody definitely did.
I mean, I might have given it lower than you guys. I kind of feel like I did.
Yeah, because you thought it was overrated, but that's not the point of this. What we're
Yeah,
saying.
no. I mean, I think that I gave it a little lower.
All right, guys. So,
All right, so that's Kill Bill.
you guys need to go check out our
Twitter.
Twitter, which is
Yeah, Crosscut Cinema.
it's just cross.
It's just at Crosscut Cinema.
okay. So when you would do that as well, when you follow, also if you guys want to like tweet at us,
We would love that.
Or DM us.
what I think what we should do is if you follow, and you want us to maybe mention your name,
Or your Twitter handle,
Or
if
your-
that's preferable to you.
yeah, we will
Just let us know.
give that a note. But you have to tell us.
You gotta give us. You gotta
Yeah.
send us a tweet.
Send us a tweet.
Follow and send us a tweet. If you're not following and you sent the tweet, you're gonna get absolutely bupkis.
But if you are
Book
following
kiss.
and you do send the tweet, then maybe we can talk.
Fuck yeah.
Like you can also DM us.
So we'll see what
But
happens.
seriously though, we're trying to work on our social handle. We love the fact that you guys are active on YouTube, but I know that we've gotten not complaints, but mentions that like, oh, we didn't know what movie was coming, or oh, the movie was a spoiler. Well, didn't have time to watch it. What we'll do is we'll let you know way ahead of time what's coming on Twitter. So if you follow us on Twitter, you'll know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Far better than if you just listen to the videos or
Correct.
listen to us on Spotify or Apple, which by the way, the one last thing, if you have Apple, please go rate us 5 stars on Apple.
Just hook it up, dude.
Just because we want to start getting in the mentions of that.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so should we say what's next? Do we know what's next after this? I'm trying to think about where this comes in the list of things.
I would say the next one is probably going to be Scoobert McDoo and The Master.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be before this one.
Oh, is it? No, I'm pretty sure it's not because we just did a Scooby-Doo review very recently, so this would come and then the Scooby-Doo one to space out the Scooby-Doo reviews.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't say that or anything.
Well, it was different in the schedule that we had written down. So, so yeah, next
Wait,
up.
actually, I don't think that part of it was different. I think Kill Bill was still ahead of the schedule, but that's fine.
I think
Do
there
you
was
think
something else that was
people
different.
enjoy listening to our
Our
board
housekeeping.
meetings? Our little board meetings?
I think they kind of do. I think they like to know where
that was a
heads are at.
genuine question,
Yeah,
by the way.
So then I guess if Logan is correct, which I believe that he is, it will be Scooby-Doo and the
Scooby-Doo, The Mystery Begins.
The Mystery Begins,
And The
and The
Master.
Master.
By Paul Thomas Anderson.
and then after that, should we say what it is?
Tenet
Tenet.
and your girl's favorite.
Top Gun, baby.
We're doing it for her birthday,
Yeah,
but it won't
so-
be her birthday when it comes out. But
no,
still,
it will
you gotta
not.
give
But
her a
at,
little.
at the time of recording this episode, and I guess this episode will come out this week. So when you're listening to it yesterday was my birthday.
Also, I do want to just announce in the middle somewhere, we're not sure when it's going to come out because we don't know if it's going to come out in place of something or it's going to come out as an extra, but we will have Grease.
Yes, we
that
will.
will be without me because I was out of town. So it's a
girls' night.
It's a girls' night.
It's a girls' night.
Girls' night.
Sure
grab your wine. Grab your pillows.
I'm sure you guys will enjoy it a lot more.
Marijuana.
Well,
We're not high on the episode. I don't want people to think that we are and then be disappointed when we're like sober. But we were after.
And then also at some point we will be doing our 1,000 sub video.
Yeah, we will.
Which will be a review of Killer Bean.
Yeah.
If you don't know about Killer Bean, you can watch the whole movie on YouTube right now. It is free, and you will enjoy the living fuck out of it.
Do you guys want to know something?
What?
I thought the first time you said Killer Bean, I thought it was about Mr. Bean until you showed me the fucking trailer.
It's a horror movie version of Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean goes to prison.
But I thought it was like animated
he's just like
Mr.
a slasher
Bean.
and he's just running around like... You can't see me, but I did Mr.
He doesn't
Bean-esque.
talk, which is fucking scary.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. He just makes like weird mouth noises.
Wait a second.
Maybe I'm onto something
You might
here.
be onto something.
Hold
I
up.
imagined it being animated though.
I remember my
the
first
animated
I saw,
Mr. Bean.
I saw Mr. Bean's Holiday as my first date, and guess what? She didn't like me, and we never talked again.
I
That was
love
like the
that.
first real date you ever went on?
Yeah.
The first real date I ever went on, we saw Big Hero 6.
The first date I ever went on
That's a good movie.
was Hunger Games, I think.
Yeah.
Frani, we're telling all our first date stories. What movie did you? What was your first movie date? There you go.
Oh,
That'll be
God.
easier for you.
It was that fucking the first one I can remember was it was Captain America, I believe. And I didn't watch the movie.
Ew.
Yeah, we saw Big Hero 6.
You could also
and,
say that with my date too, but we won't get into that.
and
Talk about your Big Hero 6.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it, and it was like my first like real date, you know, with like a real girl, and we're just like sitting there watching this movie, and like I'm like, do I do the hand holdy thing? And it was like, and it was in like one of those theaters where you can recline, and then you can lift up your armrest so that you and the person next to you can cuddle. And it was like, am I doing that? Am I not doing that?
I got the girl because I asked a friend of mine at the time, what do you get girls for like Valentine's Day? So it was like
A Valentine's Day date?
I don't remember why I was getting her a gift. It might not have been Valentine's Day.
Just because.
Anyway, so I said, what do I get her? And he said, and I quote, girls love R&B. So I bought her.
Yeah, they do.
So I bought her an Usher Raymond album on CD.
Bitches
that go?
Bitches love R&B.
And you know what she said?
I
when
love
gave it to
R&B.
her? No. I don't think my dad's going to let me listen to this. And I said, why? Because he's black? And she said, no, because it's about sex. And then we never
And you
spoke
said,
again.
yeah, baby.
Wow. That's adorable. Oh my
I
God.
Madison, are we saying like our first girl dates? Because I think you were my first girl movie date.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, we're talking about first because I don't have a first
Well, she
boy
said
date to like bring up. So I don't think
Not yet, anyway.
let's not specify gender here.
Wow, you were really
'cause she
adamant
said
about that. No.
My
I'm
first
getting
date with a
married.
girl.
And I'm also not gay.
Well, my first date with a
it's
girl.
not homophobic to not be gay.
Yes, it is. If you're not gay, you're homophobic.
Oh my God.
And
Well,
sometimes
I
if
only-
you are gay, you're still homophobic.
You heard it here first, folks.
Well, I only ever went on dates with girls, though. I
Got
never
it.
went on
Okay,
a date
never
with a
mind.
boy. But you can still say your first girl date or girl movie date. if
We
you
know
want.
it was you. Big
It was
deal.
you.
Big
Well,
But
that
I
was the
don't
first
remember
girl
what-
she ever went on a date with, though.
But that was my first girl movie date.
Oh, it was with me? What did we see? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I can't remember.
Wow.
Wow, I'm glad we told this story. Anyway.
That really went somewhere, huh?